Welcome to Apex Investor. I just finished the live stream, watching the live stream with Uncle Bruce. I just discovered him last night reading the GME subreddit, and he was all over the. He was featured also on Wall Street Bets, and I started listening to him this morning, and I listened to the whole stream. That's how good that stream was. So, thank you, Uncle Bruce. That was a really, really good, very informative stream. For the first time, I think I actually watched somebody who's an expert. Like he really is an expert. He's a true financial advisor, expert. He's got loads of experience, years of experience, decades of experience. He knows what he's doing. He knows what he's talking about, and he really puts me to shame because a lot of the things I was talking about CCIV, he just pretty much destroyed what I was talking about with CCIV. Not that it's not worth $100 in the future or more, but at the moment it's not worth that. And he's right that we have to wait, we have to be patient, and it's not going to be Tesla overnight. It takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of work. So he said earlier in the stream that CCIV is only really worth like $17 or less than $20 at the moment, and he's completely right. I completely agree with him now that he made his points, and I agree with him in that point that right now it is worth that, and it was overvalued, and that's why we see the stock went from like 60s to where it is now under 30. So he was really right, very correct in his assessment there. So I just want to thank Uncle Bruce for that great stream he just did, and he mentioned a lot of good picks, SPACs in particular. So I opened a portfolio uh, called Uncle Bruce, and I bought all the stocks he mentioned, all the SPACs, SPACs, whatever you call them. So the first one was Starboard Value Acquisition Company, I think is the C, and so I picked that one up, SVAC, and then I got FAII, Fortress Value Acquisition Corp, and those were both at really, really cheap prices. So I, I did my due diligence in just terms of looking at the charts, and he was right that they were offered at the lowest price of like $9-10. They went up to SVAC in particular went up to almost 12 and dropped right back down to almost the offering price. So I figured that's a great price. That's the entry point. And then with FAII, it's actually lower than the offering price of $11, around $11. I got it for a discount at $10 and just under 10, I don't know, 10 something. So that's the second one. Third one that Uncle Bruce mentioned, maybe I don't want to call him not Uncle Bruce because he's not only is he my elder, he's also an expert. Uh, so VGAC, that's Virgin with Richard Branson and all that. So uh, yeah, that was at $13 at offering price and then went up to 17. Got it for a discount today, fire sale, $11. So these are really, really good picks. And I wouldn't have known otherwise if it wasn't for Uncle Bruce. So I have to give him a shout out and honorable mention. GHVI is the fourth one he mentioned. $11 was the opening offering price and got it for $17. It went up as high as $25. So, big up, respect to Uncle Bruce. Go and subscribe to his channel. It is let me look it up here. It's Stock Market. I think it's Stock Markets with Uncle Bruce. Let me just look it up just to make sure. I don't want to say the wrong channel here. Stock Markets with Bruce. Yeah. So Stock Markets with Bruce. He's got 64,000 subscribers. I was in the chat there and people are asking questions and I felt like people didn't want to leave. They just wanted to keep talking about GameStop forever. So I thought, okay, I'm doing a stream anyway, but I'm not going to do one at the same time as his stream just so there's no conflict. So I'll do one right after once he's ending it, once his stream ended. So his stream did end. And you know what? I didn't subscribe to his channel yet. I just subscribed right now on both of my channels. I only subscribed on my other channel, so now I'm subscribed on to both. So my favorite YouTubers in terms of the stock market is we got Quick Fingers Luke, who really taught me the basics on analyzing charts, technical analysis. And number two is Trey's Trades, great channel as well. So subscribe to Quick Fingers Luke, LUC, not LUKE. It's Quick Fingers, one word, space LUC, Luke. And that's my shirt from GameStop, supporting the movement. GME baby, Cuphead. And yeah, the second channel is Trey's Trades, Trey as in TREY apostrophe S space trades. So he's so entertaining and he's got good instincts. He's got good picks. The only I don't want to criticize him, so I won't even go there. So, but he's a great dude, very good spirit, and then a good soul. And then with stock markets with Bruce, which I just discovered last night. I subscribe to his channel too. So those are the three channels I'm subscribed to on my uh, Apex Investor channel. And he's really the man. He's the king right now. He's the godfather of Wall Street bets. He really is. Nobody has taken the mantle and really uh, inspired us apes to be better, and not only just be better, but he's got expertise. He's not only keeping us motivated. Not he's not just saying words that just saying empty words. He's actually backing it up with his knowledge, his wisdom, his experience, with actual uh, with the know-how, knowing his way around the stock market, knowing how hedge funds work, how the shorts work, how the short sellers think. Like he knows pretty much the ins and outs of the market, and he simplifies it in a way that anyone can understand it. And one person mentioned in the live stream with Bruce, Uncle Bruce, that he doesn't talk down to us. He just tells it, in a simple way and respectful and just and very it's a great stream. It's like being with an actual family member. He's doing a great job there. And it was a good very good atmosphere, good vibe over in his live stream. So I'm definitely going to listen to his channel back on Monday when once the markets open up. I think he does a stream like pretty much market open to market close, and that's a long time. And he's not exactly a young fellow, like teenager or whatever, but he's doing it. He's got a lot of energy, and that's great. uh, I'm so happy that he did the full day today. He did a full session, I think. No, never mind. But yeah, this is one of his longest streams, and he's just he's on a tear. So Uncle Bruce is I'm just very much thankful that was able to discover him via Reddit. Actually, I found Trace Trades also on Reddit. Uh, Someone had posted one of his analyses on Reddit, on the subreddit of Wall Street Bets. So I found him there, and I found Uncle Bruce there too. Also on not just on Wall Street Bets, but on GME, the GME subreddit. So without further ado, I'm going to get into what I usually go into on the daily. And the first thing I look at is the top. So we do this pretty much every day. And although I do dress up normally, today I didn't dress up. um, let's look at the volume. So number one, you can't see my screen. You just have to rely on what I'm looking at. That I'm not reading anything that's not there. So number one today, if it ever loads, here we go. Here it's loading up. I call this the screener. Drop it like it's hot. Dropping like it's hot. So number one today was MMEX Resources Corporation, symbol MMEX. Volume was over 1.8 billion today. So they're the champion today. They won the award of highest volume, although they had minus 30%. So not exactly. I mean, the volume helped them maybe not drop as much as they could have. Kept them afloat there. Okay, so next we look at finviz.com. And what we do on finviz.com, we look at the unusual volume screener, looking at stocks that hit new lows today. And usually we'll get one bite, sometimes no bites. Today we got three. So that's a good thing for us. It's a bad thing for the market, though. So let's look at the first one. It's called, actually, we'll look at GTT first. GTT was the only bite we got yesterday. Uh, they hit a new low yesterday, and today they hit another new low. So I'm not very bullish on this one. It's looking like it's really tanking. I would really be cautious and not. I would steer clear of this one personally. Looking at the 52-week for GTT, it's a American Telecom Services company, communication services. They they were today. What was the range? I'm looking at the range here. Doesn't really say. Looks like 204. No, that doesn't make any sense. Actually, they're at a dollar 88. Looks like a dollar 88, dollar 50. Like they're pretty low down there. So yeah, I would steer clear of this stock to be honest. Although, let me interject. The institutional ownership is 72.9%. That's really high, and the short float percentage is 17%. So you know what? This might be a good stock, uh, because like Warren Buffett said, where people are fearful, that's where you should be greedy. And where people are greedy, you should be fearful. So here, I'm fearful. I'm kind of fearful of this stock, but that means it's a good stock to buy. Uh, if you buy this at, um, let's say you pick it up at a dollar 50, dollar 80, well under $2 essentially, you can probably hold on to this for, I don't know, a few months or a year. Depends on how patient you are. Personally, I'm not going to do that, but if you really want a good opportunity, here's an interesting opportunity. You can just do like a paper trade and just you know, imaginary trade kind of deal. But this stock will most likely hit $5. It can double. It was just most recently it was at $5, just over that, not even a month ago, just very recently, and then it was also above $5, $6 back in October of last year, and then was also again above $6 in September. And even before then, around July and months preceding that was above $6. So there's so many touch points here, at least four at the $5 mark. And if you're more patient at $6, but you can easily double your money with the GTT stock. So, and like I said, institutional ownership, that's where the money is. So they're not going to just abandon ship. So that's all for GTT. Next one up, we have three bites today. That's the first one. Uh, it's a repeat bite. Number two is Root Incorporated. That's an American insurance company. They're a new stock. I actually would stay. I would stay away from this one. Um, yeah, it's a very new company. It just started pretty much this month, or January 29th, I think it says there. Yeah. Oh no, never mind. It actually started October. Okay, in October they started, but they're at a new low today at looks like $12, around 12, between 12 to $13. They're trading as high as 27. I mean, it's up to you if you want to do this one. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a financial expert. So just take what I say with a grain of salt. And what would Warren Buffett do? What would he do? I don't know if he would buy this stock, to be honest. I mean, if you have maybe $1,000 to burn or $100, you could pick up 10 shares at $12, and perhaps they'll go to 20. They could. It's very likely it could go to 20. So you can make $8 per share on Root, possibly. But let's look at the institutional ownership. It's 58%. That's actually pretty good. Short float is 26%. That's good too. So let's put that down as a pick. I'm going to put that in my list. I'm going to add that to my Apex investor list. I'm not going to invest in it personally, but I'm going to put that in my watch list just to keep track of that and see if this will bounce back. It most likely will. But let's put that in there. Root. That's number two. So we have a total of 3 bites since we started this channel. This is the fourth one coming up. It is PRGO, Perigo Company. It's an Irish company that manufactures drugs or pharmaceuticals. So they make specialty and generic medication. And we can see today they really crashed pretty much at $38. So they hit a new low. Looking at the big chart for PRGO. Yeah, they used to be worth, oh man, they were at like $90 at one point. So this is like a pretty good sale at 30 something dollars. There's a lot of potential here, although they're an Irish company. I'm not sure just how well Ireland is doing in terms of their businesses and things. So yeah, we can see here around $40. If you can get this at $40, and that's what it closed at, you can possibly sell this for maybe 50 to s- to 57. 50 to 57 would be a good sell price. But looking at this company, 83% institutional ownership. That's very high. Short float is only 5%. Uh, but that number it's not the most reliable indicator. It's not the most reliable indicator because reading a Reddit thread post just recently, sometimes those numbers are just kind of a big distractor. Institutional ownership is probably a much better indicator of just where the big money is. And yeah, you have a lot of big money in the stock. And so it closed at about $40.36 and was as high as $62 in the last 52 weeks. So there's a lot of room for growth for this to bounce back up. So I'm going to add that to my list as well. Um, so it's a very interesting strategy I'm employing here. We're looking for companies that have hit rock bottom and see if they'll go up. But I haven't invested in any of these at all. Uh, I'm looking at companies I actually have faith in, that I have a lot of knowledge about, I'm familiar with, and I know what they do, and they've been in the business for a long time. So those are the kind of companies that I'm personally looking at. But it's interesting to look at this and see, can the strategy work? So next, we're going to look at the meme stocks, see how they did. Um, before I look at the meme stocks, I'm going to look at this article that was posted on Yahoo Finance. And again, I don't really trust what they publish, what they report on, but the headline is it's not only clickbaity, but it's also fear mongering too. Let's look at it. It says United States SEC suspends trading in 15 securities due to questionable social media activity. So they don't say what these 15 companies are, but they do mention they put a lot of temporary trading halts amid volatile trading in so-called meme stocks. So these are the meme stocks. I'm pretty sure that GameStop is one of them. So there's a link here for a full list of the suspensions. They gave a link. Copy and paste that. Here we go. Let's see if there's anyone in the chat. Otherwise, if there's no comments, I'm just going to keep going on. Okay, nobody. Oh, all right. So SEC, this is what they said. These are the stocks that they banned, or not banned. They halted trading and suspended trading for. So we have, first off, is Bebida Beverage. Beverage. Bebida Beverage is BBDA. Okay. I'm not going to look at each one of these, but BBDA is the first one that they suspended trading for. Next is Blue Sphere Corporation, BLSP. So Bravo, Lima, Sierra, Papa. Yeah, I got it. eHouse Global is the third one. eHouse, Echo, Hotel. Oh man, what's Oscar Sierra? Oh, I got it. I rarely get these right. And Babita is Bravo Delta Alpha. Pretty simple. eVenture Interactive, that's stock ticker symbol EVTI, Echo Victor Tango India. Feel good. I'm actually nailing these. I'm not even looking at a list. I'm just going from memory. Eyes on the Go is the next one. AXCG, Alpha X Ray Charlie Golf. Green Energy Enterprises is the next one. Golf Yankee Oscar Sierra. eVenture Interactive, Echo Victor Tango India. Eyes on the Go Incorporated is Alpha X Ray Charlie Golf, and then Green Energy Enterprises Incorporated, Golf Yankee Oscar Golf, Helix Wind Corporation, Hotel Lima X Ray Whiskey, International Power Group Limited is India Papa Whiskey Golf, Marani Brands Incorporated also suspended. What's Mike? I was gonna say Mama, Mama, Mike R Romeo India Bravo, Media Technics Corporation, Mike Echo Delta Tango, Net Talk Com Incorporated. Ooh, that's a tough one. November, I think. November Tango Lima Kilo. Patent Energy Solutions Group is the next one. Symbol is Papa Tango Tango November. PTA Holdings Incorporated is Papa Tango Alpha Hotel. I don't see any meme stocks, but okay. Universal Apparel and Textile Company is the next one with the ticker symbol Delta Kilo Golf Romeo. And the last one, oh, never mind, there's more. Wisdom Homes of America is Whiskey Oscar Foxtrot Alpha. And then there are other issues temporarily suspending trading in Bangi Incorporated, which is, oh man, this is quite an exercise for the brain. Bravo November Gulf India Silos Corp or Silos Corp UNGS, Uniform November Golf Sierra Marathon Group Corp, Papa Delta Papa Romeo, and then Affinity Beverage. Did I say that one already? No, I didn't. Okay. Alpha Bravo Victor Golf. I was going to say very good. All Grade Mining, HYII, which is Hotel Yankee India, India. And the last one, sorry to read this whole list, but I just wanted to make sure none of them was GameStop or AMC. Spectra Science, which is Sierra Charlie India Echo. So that's all. That's what the SEC released just today, just a while ago, for immediate release. So these are all the ones that were suspended today. 24 securities, including 15 today. So they don't mention GameStop or AMC or BlackBerry or Nokia. And we're going to look at those on my list. Unfortunately, I can't show you my screen with the tech that I have currently. I usually will do this. Typically, I will do a Zoom recording. I'll record my screen and share my screen, record it, and then post it later, but not live. So usually don't do this live. But I noticed when I do this live, people for some reason watch. I don't know why, but thank you for watching. Appreciate that very much. So I'm gonna look at the meme stocks, just look at the volume, look at the percentage change, and see, if there's if we should be concerned, or if there's a lot of hope remaining for the squeeze to still happen. So I'm down a little bit today, not too much, but overall I'd say we're recovering in a big way because I was like in I took a big hit, but in terms of the meme stock. So let's look at number one, GameStop. GameStop had a very interesting day. It surged to, what did it surge to at the very beginning of the trading session? I think it was around 120 right at the outset there. But pre-market was it was like 120 pre-market, and after hours yesterday was between 90 to 120. So yeah, it opened at 130. Wow, actually that would have been a good time. Well, we shouldn't be selling. It's tempting. I have to agree. It is tempting. We shouldn't be selling because we're just going to ruin the short squeeze to become magnificent. And it took a dip at 87, 86, 87, and then surged back at 120. But preceding this event, what happened was Uncle Bruce took a bagel, or he didn't take it. His wife served it to him there on a plate. I think it was a plate. I didn't get a good look, but it was nice and toasty. He put some jelly. He had some jelly on that his wife put on there, and he didn't even take a bite yet. He was just talking about it. Stock was like bubbling. He took the first bite, and the stock went up. GameStop went up from like 90 to, to 120 during the bagel. About oh man, that was amazing. I never seen anything like that before. I don't think that was a coincidence. He needs to eat more bagels. Oh man, that's lovely. That was great. That was the highlight of my day, really. The bagel. I think that's become a meme now. I didn't even check Reddit. I'm going to. We're going to look at that. Uh, so GameStop today had 90 million volume, which is down from yesterday, but still pretty good. The goal today, I want to remind everyone, the goal today wasn't for GameStop to go to the moon. Not that we don't want that, but the at minimum, we wanted GameStop to not fall below 100. If it could stay above 100, and it did, then a lot of the call options that expired today have to be met. They have to be filled. The hedge funds have to pay. The short sellers have to pay and cover all those, thousands and thousands of options. So on Monday, you're gonna see something huge happen, and throughout the week, and then on Friday, it's gonna repeat itself all over again. The hedge funds are putting on a brave face. Sorry, brave face, and the short sellers are trying to pretend like nothing is going on, like they aren't afraid, and that's why they're manipulating the stock, especially on Friday of all days. But you're gonna see next week the ramifications of what they've done. You can't cover up and continue sweeping dirt under the rug. Eventually, there's going to be a mound, and it's going to be very hard to disguise that nothing is there and it's just flat. No, there's definitely a big hill, a mountain probably. It's like they covered up a mountain with under the rug, and they're not fooling anybody. They're not fooling anybody. And after hours, it's at 98 right now, 98, 99. So just under $100. But again, the point was to keep it above and to close above 100, and did that. So mission accomplished. So what goes on from here into Monday? Well, you're going to see that it's going to surge. It's not going to stay at this level. I'm anticipating a dip on the trading hours on Monday, probably to 80, 90, and then just be like unstoppable. It's going to go back to probably 200 and keep going, but we'll see. We'll see. It's hard to predict that, but again, because of the options expiring, the price is going to go up. It's inevitably going to go up in the coming week ahead, the new week ahead. And next we have uh, AMC, the silver of call it the Litecoin or the silver of the stock market, whereas GameStop really is the gold standard. That's the Bitcoin. AMC was at $8, and I think the goal for AMC was to stay above $6. If I'm not mistaken, someone can correct me if I'm wrong. But that had 132 million volume. So you can see GameStop is kind of catching up to AMC, or AMC is just decreasing in volume. Um, but they had a similar day to GameStop, but not as successful, but similar in terms of the chart. Uh, Percentage wise, it didn't go up as much as GameStop, and so personally I'm thinking of selling parts of my AMC shares to go back into GameStop, because I could see really GameStop looks like the place to be. Whereas AMC, it's still going to go up, but GameStop, you're going to see astronomical uh, squeeze. Where AMC, you'll still have a squeeze, but won't be like $1,000. It'll probably go to maybe $100 or less. So I feel like the potential for profits for tendies is in GameStop. AMC, yeah, there's going to be a lot of money to be made there, but not to the same proportion. So, and I thought, I made a good decision going to AMC, and it wasn't a bad decision, but the better decision was to stay with GameStop. And I had, at one point, I think I had 300 shares, and I panic sold and made a mistake. I shouldn't have done that. So I think that's all for the meme stocks. Let's just scroll up a little bit more. Okay, COS is down 22%. HCMC is down 30%. For the Earth, down 19%. Ocugen is up 36%. That's a big winner today. And SOS was down 21%. I know people are mentioning SOS in the chat for Uncle Bruce's chat there, but he's not familiar with that company. I believe they're crypto, if I'm mistaken. And then CCIV was up 10%. So my baby there I didn't let go of any of my shares. I'm going to hold those shares till probably 5, 10 years. I'm going to just hold on to it. I'm just going to forget that I even have it. Remember it, later on down the line, because I know it's worth way more than $30 in the future. But as Uncle Bruce correctly said, right now it is worth around 17, whatever, in the teens to whatever it is now. It is overvalued. I didn't realize that till he said it, and he presented his case. And not only did he make sense, he used facts and logic and his experience backing that. Whereas me, being a amateur compared to him, still a beginner, sometimes emotion gets the best of you. Sometimes, yeah, your instincts are right, but you're way ahead of the curve. So I'm thinking like 10 years down the line, this will be worth, $200, $400, but I'm just way ahead. I have to think, okay, more immediate, to the current situation, what is it going to be worth? Well, it's going to take a while for it to build back up to the 60s, eventually get to 100, might take a year, but they still need to release their first car. We have to see the demand. We have to see how the cars perform. I mean, all it will take for the stock to tumble is for a bad news, like something like malfunction resulting in someone's death. But on the other hand, if we see that the reviews are glowing, and Lucid Motors gets they're awarded the car of the year, best EV car of the year award over Tesla, that's going to drive them up. All it takes is good press releases, good word of mouth and reviews. People actually drive the cars on the road. That's what it'll take. So I think that's all for the meme stocks. I'm going to now head to Reddit. Let's go to Reddit and see if they're talking about Uncle Bruce. Wall Street Bets. Okay, so we got 3 places that we go to. And then I close the stream. Let me check the chat, see if anyone's in there. Sometimes I get questions about certain picks to look up stocks, and oh, I'm in the wrong tab. Okay, no comments yet. Okay, well, if you have any questions at all, just feel free to comment or not. So Wall Street Bets, here we go. Let's look at the top here. GME Mega Thread. Okay. I was gonna say GMO. GME YOLO month end update. Okay. There's only there's only 500 shares, 500,000 shares left to short. Oh man, that's wow. This is gonna explode. This is really gonna explode. GameStop is gonna go to the moon. They were shorted 100,000, starting at 11.45, driving the price down. So they finished buying up 600,000 stocks after the market opened, and they ran out of stocks to short yesterday. Okay, I see what happened. So they ran out of stocks. They bought up 600,000 today, this morning at 9:15 at a I don't know how much they bought it at, but anyway. And their interest fee is 12.78%. That's a lot of interest. And then they shorted 100,000 towards the end of the day at 1 o'clock, driving starting at 11:45 is when they started to short it, driving the price down. Interesting. So as long as we don't sell, we're pretty good. But they're just buying and selling to each other, doing the ladder shorting, which is illegal. So next post here, see how the rich lose money, and now they want to change the rules so they can never lose. So this is from the Wall Street Journal. Melvin Capital and D1, 2 firms hurt by losses related to GameStop, have continued cutting their European short position since late January. And Tiger Global Management is moving the other way. It added to shorts on French train maker. Okay, so that's all for that one. Let's look at the next post. Okay, there's a guy, famous actor, also an astronaut and a doctor and a lawyer, and he's supporting this movement. I believe his name is Johnny. Not gonna say his last name, but I think a lot of people know him from some videos that he did and just being a Renaissance man of sorts. The economy explained. Oh, chocolate rain. Okay. 450,000 lost in 4 days. Wow. I like how they put buying panics. Boomers are scared. So there's a screenshot from the MSM CNBC. It says here, it would appear that Reddit and GameStop people maybe are using out of the money options to chat up small buying panics in certain stocks. What? Really? We're that smart? Do you know who you're dealing with here? We're apes. We don't know what we're doing. We just buy and we hold. We don't do any kind of insidious things that they're suggesting. GameStop short fee up 1,500%. Wow. The shortable shares available. Okay. Since then, volume of shortable shares increased to 600,000, but the fee to short the shares, GameStop, increased from 0.8% on February 24th to 12.78% as of today. So I think that's the SSR that kicked in, that uh, it would limit shorting or make it harder. There's like a restriction to shorting, short share restrictions. So I don't have my water with me, but anyway, yeah, that's what's happening there, and that's only going to go up, I think, over time. We will not sell. Yeah, you can see there. Short selling volume increased incredibly in the last couple of days, but before that, no one's selling. Nobody is selling at all. None of the sellers are selling. Okay, really long DD and an analysis from 10 hours ago. Um, okay, I might open this one up. Yeah, open that one up. Okay, I think that's all for this subreddit. Yeah, that's all I see here. I'm gonna go to the next one, wsbets.win. See what they got. I'll check the live stream, see what's going on there. Okay, it's pretty good. And so I'm going to read this post on Wall Street Bets. It says, really long due diligence and analysis of what happened. This was 10 hours ago. So I think this was after what happened yesterday. So let's see. The market opened. Oh, I read this one already. Okay, never mind. I read this one yesterday. So it's old news. So I'm going to open wsbets.win and Reddit GME. Reddit GME, that subreddit there. It's probably the best source to go to, but it's always worth a look just to see what's going on in Wall Street Bets, like the original one. Although they have been infiltrated, I understand that, but it's just interesting to see what's going on. Okay. Hedge funds lost 2 or 3 billion this week. That's rookie numbers. They're saying they can lose more. Listening to Tim Pool this morning, he's saying the hedgies are possibly in even worse shape than they were originally. They shorted more during the highs last month to cover the short losses they already had. Wow. So we're going not just to the moon, but to Mars. And some would say Pluto, which is what, 10,000 or more. And during Uncle Bruce's live stream, someone asked him, do you see the stock, GameStop, going all the way to 100,000? And he said no. He just said straight away no. So, he's the professional. I'm going to agree with him. It's probably not going to 100,000, but 10,000 seems, he didn't say that wasn't possible. He said 1,000 is very likely. He did say that at least once or twice in past dreams. But 10,000, I don't think he gave a straight answer on that, but we'll see. Okay. So only 50,000 shares to be shorted? Bots hyped up on GameStop. Bots. So we're bots now. Okay, let me just take out my mechanical eye and replace it with my human eye. I don't know. That's what they do. The fake news will be fake. So they're saying you and I are fake. Everyone watching this video, everyone who tuned in to Uncle Bruce, over 90,000 people watching him live, we're all bots. We're all just a bunch of bots. And this is a big scam. Are you kidding me? And they're so delusional. Okay, and I think that's all for WS bets. Yeah, everything else is kind of just people just being a little funny, I guess. It's not really, they're not giving any information. Here's one. Guys, that's it. I'm done buying GameStop above $100. I just bought five more at 93. Yeah, I was going to buy some at 86, 88, but I said, oh, if this goes to 50, I'm going to pick it up because today's goal not only was to stay above 100 at the close, but for the stock not to dip below 50 because that's going to be very bad for us. There's going to be ramifications. There's going to be serious consequences if we let it drop below 50. So I just left my buy order at limit order at $50 for a bunch of shares. So I said, let me just do that. That's my part. That's I'm doing my service there. I'm helping out the community. I'll buy a ton of shares, $50, so it will not drop below 50. So that's what I did. I put up a wall. Okay, next one, a buying wall. Next one, next one is GameStop subreddit. And I'll check the stream one more time, make sure it's still running. Okay, it's running still. So after this, I'm going to close the stream. So thank you very much for joining. Come back on Monday. I'm actually going to do a more, not a live stream, but I'm going to do a the screen capture thing so you can see what I'm looking at. So I do that regularly throughout the week, just not on Friday. Friday, I don't have time. I don't have time on Friday to, you know, do everything so organized. To do everything in such a way that it's so friendly, I guess, or intuitive. Just have to listen to me, I guess, and you just talk about what's happened throughout the week. So let's look at GameStop subreddit here. To everyone holding 1 to 10 shares, you matter. Oh, thanks. Yeah, I'm holding I think 13 shares. I bought them like at $300. So I'm a big idiot. A big dumb gorilla. Be patient. Yeah. Spread positivity. Great post. That's a really good post. I'm gonna quote that. The end game, my final DD that was posted 2 hours ago. I'm gonna read this one. It sounds really good. By Hey It's Pixel. This guy knows what he's talking about. Seems to be rather intelligent. He's above your average ape. How shorts actually attack the price. So this is from Uncle Bruce. I'm gonna open that. So he's trending. He's on GME subreddit there. Really long DD and analysis. And this is from 10 hours ago. I read that already. So it's just those two. It's only Uncle Bruce and Hey It's Pixel. Preparing my DD now. Okay, I'm going to read that one too before I read his most recent one. Please realize GME doesn't need to hit anything today. Okay, I'm roaming WSB Discord. Oh, there's a Discord? I didn't know that. One of the biggest things I'm seeing is people saying that GME needs to get to 180. I want you guys to realize this is very much not the case. This thing can last months, if not over a year. We have the possibility to make thousands off a single share, and the fact that people don't understand that yet is frightening. If everyone holds, they will have to buy back shares off of us. And when no one sells, the price will continue to increase exponentially. We are far from where the price can be, and I hope this post doesn't get removed because I don't want people to be scared. I'm going to upvote it just so it stays. This is a gold mine of an opportunity, a once in a lifetime opportunity. That's why I sold a lot of my stocks and wanting to load up on GameStop, because this isn't a regular stock. This is a movement. This is a revolution. Trust your gut and don't listen to people saying this reality is impossible or the boomer media. We've come so far. Hedge funds are bleeding. They're paying $2-3 billion just this week. Stay strong, Apes. Some of us have seen $500 drop to $38. Exactly. Is this your first time? First time? You investors here? How do you become a millionaire shorting GME? Start out as a billionaire. Ooh, good one. That was a nasty diss. My GameStop order arrived 90 minutes after ordering online today. Wow. Wow. That's great. I want to order something from them now. Watching GME, knowing the squeeze will eventually be squoze. It's okay, GME. You go when you feel like it. That's Patrick the Starfish. Shill infiltration. I wish you guys could see the incredible amount of shills and fear of something, fear of doom. I don't know what FUD means. Spreaders that started spewing BS on the first dip today. We must have been 50 users by now. I'm gonna look that up. I've been reading that all over internet. FUD meaning. Yeah. It means I have to learn that. I'm Apex investor. I gotta know that. Why league female reproductive organs? No, it isn't. Fuddy duddy? What? Oh no. Fear, uncertainty, and doubt. Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, you can't if you're an Apex investor, if you're gonna be a king, like a Warren Buffett, like a professional, you cannot fall prey to fear, uncertainty, and doubt. That's not an option. That only happens when you buy it at the wrong price. But if you buy at an apex price, for example, say you picked up GameStop at $4, you have nothing to fear. If you bought it at 14, you have nothing to fear. If you bought it at 50 or 40 when it dropped down to 40, you have nothing to fear. But if you buy at 300, like I did, and that was before I was apex investor, I was just the clueless ape. Now I'm changed my mindset. I got a brain transplant essentially. Then you do have a lot to fear when you buy too high. Um, gotta buy smartly, more intelligently. Okay, so I think that's all for GME subreddit. So I'm going to, after I read the three tabs, um, how are bots attacking people? It says here bots are attacking people. Bots are attacking people. Do not sell for 1K, 10K. Only shoot for 100K. Hmm. I don't know. Uncle Bruce said it won't go to 100K. I'm thinking 10K actually is realistic. I mean, I understand it sounds like a meme, it does, but I'm thinking, yeah, there's a high chance of that happening if we only hold. But then again, I mean, I can't take everything Bruce says as the gospel blindly because, I mean, he is part of the old traditions of the stock market, so he may not understand something as cataclysmic as what may happen. But I don't know. I have to also rely on his wisdom to some degree. I can't just, just poo poo it away and just disregard it. I was trying to say disregard, but yeah. The SEC did not have the nuts to show up to the testimonials on February 19th because they are guilty of treason. Wow. This is psychological warfare. They want you to sell. Yeah. One thing that Trey says on his channel very, very often, Trace Trades, is the price is psychological. And he's completely right. That's one of the best points he's made, besides all the other good points he makes. But the price really is psychological. I mean, you look at GameStop, it dropped down to 40s, 50s for the longest time for about a month, right? Almost a month. And the proof is in the pudding. You see that it can shoot up out of nowhere It's almost $200. Actually went to 200, I think, after hours. I don't know if it was yesterday or not. So that's showing you, no, it isn't worth 40 or 50. It's actually worth upwards of 1,000 to 10,000, depending on how much where it goes, where it actually ends up. It's not up to I mean, yeah, it's up to us and to some degree where if we hold it, we only help the squeeze become more potent, more lethal. But if we sell our shares and panic sell them for really cheap, under 1,000, it's not going to happen for us. So let's look at this post here. The end game, my final DD, and the date of the squeeze analyzed, posting it on February 27th, 3 p.m. What? That's not even. We're only in the 26th. Though that's tomorrow. Tomorrow, I'm posting my final DD about GameStop. I gathered all the data to predict the squeeze with a 99.9% certainty. Really? And how everything that happened within the last few days slash weeks led up to that date. Any questions? Feel free to ask. I hope I can answer them. I'm receiving 500 DMs per hour. What? So it's really hard to find anything. I'm not going to send you a DM because you're swamped, man. This is Mr. or Mrs. Who is this? Isn't this user Helix? For people asking why I'm not posting it now, I'm copying my own comment here. I collected all the data, but I am double and triple checking every single source and gathering my thoughts. Gathering my thoughts is really hard at this point. I still have to write everything down. I finished about 1/6 so far and already wrote down 2,200 words according to Word, Microsoft Word. So that's a very big claim. 99.9% certainty that he'll be right. I'm thinking this is posted by user something Kitty, Helix Kitty, something like that. Doesn't say his name right now. I don't know why. Okay, so I'm going to go to the next post, and then I'll talk about the stock market crash that's coming up. Close with that. Okay, I'll talk about that right now because it's loading. So what I did on Yahoo Finance, I have the Yahoo Finance app, and I set all my notifications for price alerts. And essentially, what I did, I used to have like I think 1,000 price alerts. I dwindled it down to 271. What I did, I made all the price alerts at least 50% of whatever the stock is worth. So I'm not buying anything until they hit, or not even buying. I'm not even going to look at a stock if it doesn't hit 50% first. And then eventually, 60, 70, 80, 90%. But I don't think it'll go down to 90 personally. But that's what I did. I pretty much changed my whole way of operating. So I'm not going to even look at a stock. I'm not going to even buy a stock till it hits 50% fire sale, except GME, except AMC. They're the only ones that are the exception to the rule because they're not affected by whatever is going on in the stock market, it seems. So it seems. Okay, these guys are useless. No wonder Elon has no respect for the SEC. Okay, how shorts attack a price. This is how GME. Okay, I don't know if I can. How long is this video from Uncle Bruce? I'm going to see if I can listen to it. And I don't know if anyone else can hear what I'm hearing, but how shorts attack a price. Okay, it's not playing right now. Depending on how long it is, I'll see if I can listen to it and maybe repeat what he's saying, the gist of what he's saying. Okay, yeah, it's not working for me right now. Having some technical issues here. Very informative. I feel a wrinkle on my smooth brain forming. Yeah, everyone, we're all on board with Uncle Bruce. He's really our leader. I'm nominating him as our leader. He's our Caesar right now. He's the dude. Him and DFV. I mean, DFV obviously, I mean, he holds the most in terms of not just stocks and his strategies, but Uncle Bruce really is He's like our Yoda, I guess you could say, maybe. He's like our shaman, our wise man in the village. And I subscribe to him on both of my channels. So yeah, a lot of people are subscribing and joining Reddit or GME for the first time because of Uncle Bruce. He's making such a huge impact on our community and on this movement. And I don't think he realizes his influence right now. So, I mean, for instance, just him mentioning four S packs or SPACs, I bought them all up. I didn't even question I didn't even do research. I just said, okay, yeah, okay, whatever you say, Uncle Bruce, I'll do it. I mean, you're the expert. Do you know what I mean? I'm not going to blame him if I lose money. I only have myself to blame because I made that decision. That was my decision to invest in whatever he said. But I did look into those stocks in terms of the charts and took a quick look and was like, yeah, okay, yeah, they're all S packs, and none of them have gone. They haven't really gone public in the way that that they can really divulge anything very uh, sensitive because well, the merger hasn't been finalized yet, so they have to be careful in terms of what they say to the media and what they leak. So that was like an insider trade, I guess, in a way. Like it wasn't, but it was. But you know what I mean? Like he was just giving advice. It was just his personal opinions, and you could do with it what you want. You could say, jump off a cliff, and if you did that, you can't sue him because you do what you want. But yeah, this video is not playing at all for me, unfortunately. But I guess I'll try on my device after the stream is done. Preparing my next DD right now. Date for the squeeze and why yesterday's action confirms my theory. So, spoiler: all pieces are coming together in this one uh, almost guaranteed day for the squeeze. Why almost? Because we never know for certain. I don't want to make false promises. Just wanted to give you a heads up because I found something really interesting in a comment that one of you guys posted. See, we need each other, and I need everyone that's commenting and watching my videos as well because someone made a suggestion on my in the live chat. Look at this stock, and I did. I invested in that company. It actually made me some money. I was like, thanks for that suggestion. It was really good. We need each other because something I know, you may not know, and something you know, I may not know, and vice versa. So we're one big body in a way. So let's look at this post again. I didn't finish reading it from, I think it's Helix. I can't remember the name right now. It's like something Helix. I like Cake Helix. In short, I like the stock. That's his name now. He renamed himself. So he found something really interesting in a comment that one of us posted. Edit. This actually feels like a theory, conspiracy theory. Everything pointing to one specific date. Not even one day off is possible because that would destroy the whole thing. Take everything I say with a grain of salt. Maybe I missed something or am unknowingly even more redarted than I think. Edit, I'm not going to be able to finish it today. So it's a big rabbit hole. He doesn't want to spread disinformation or fake information. So he would rather post it in the next 2 days. So he said he was going to post it tomorrow, then post it today, and maybe misunderstand or miss out on some points. Another edit to blue ball you guys even more. The crazy last minute drive up of the price 2 days ago and the drop off yesterday and today were foreseeable in hindsight. Again, connecting to that specific date. But that's just a theory, a GameStop theory. Update. I have all the data. Oh man, this is gonna be wild. People save this, okay? Back it up and post it everywhere because they're gonna delete this. Whatever this guy's up to, this guy's onto something big. I'm feeling it right now. I have all the data. You can't make up how crazy this S is, this poo is. Looking forward to the movie. The end game, Due Diligence, is being released tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, 9 p.m. Central Time. Wow, that's gonna be massive. I have a good feeling about this. He's on another level. He's like our Dr. Zayas, I guess. All right, next up, we have bots are trying to attack people with only one share to 10 or 20 shares. Do not fall for these a-holes. They're trying really hard because they are failing big time. You single sharers are the most important part of this war. You are a tank, really? Stand strong with that one share, and I'll catch your monkey red butt in a Lambo. Edit. Number two, 100,000 a share. Do not sell for 1,000 or 10,000. Only shoot for 100,000. Anything less than 100,000 is letting them win. I'm getting the 100,000 number from this guy. He made a post I'm sure you have all seen. User QWERTY Alex. His post was something like, why the $130 AI system is wrong. He explains it well. So he has a post, the 100,000 prediction AI system. Attacking people with 1 to 10 shares. Good thing I have 21 shares. Okay. So I'll look at that post before I wrap up. Two more posts. And I'll discuss my stock market crash strategy. Why the 130,000 AI is wrong. Why it's a good thing. Oh man, it's a long post. Okay, I'm going to read the TLDR. Read the post. Oh, you, you son of a. I went down to the TLDR and says read the effing post. Like, oh man, okay, I gotta be a smart ape now. Okay, buckle up, apes. Here we go, baby. Why the? I need to get a sip of water. I'm gonna dry out here. Let me get a sip of water before I start this magnum opus. Oh man, you gotta be kidding! I gotta read the whole thing, man. Oh man. Okay. Come on, man. I gotta read that. Come on, dude. Come on, fellow ape. Come on, my monkey. Let's go. All right, so it says here, all right, retards, listen up, because I'm about to drop a whole can of Rain Man level autism on your butts. But first, a little about me. I got a master's in comp sci and working on a PhD, so I know a fair amount about machine learning and thought I'd enlighten all the apes here about why 130,000 isn't just a meme. It's effing lunch money compared to what it could be. So first, we'll start with the main comment I've seen. Oh, let me just check this. Let me check the stream. I feel like I'm not even in the frame. Okay, I'm still in the frame. Sorry. Sorry about that. Okay. So what did he say? What I've seen. Okay, 130,000 is the max. It could be anywhere in the confidence interval. Let me sit down and explain to you about a little Greek letter called sigma. Now, sigma, for those that can't understand anything other than the 26 letters you're taught in kindergarten, is used to represent how likely something is to happen. The AI prediction here uses a 95% confidence interval, or 2 sigma, 2 dash sigma. Now, what this means is that it's 95% sure the price will fall within this area. That doesn't mean that it's not likely to hit it. It means there's a 2.5% chance that it's higher. Now, I understand you crayon lickers like to gamble on 2.5% chance, but what if I told you the chance was even higher? So odds are, at least some of you know how machine learning works. Lots of numbers go in, profits come out. You know what the numbers that went in didn't have? The ape factor. The model was trained on data from last year to January 20th. That was before everything happened. What this means is that the model is used to a market. It's used to a market that doesn't have maximal or maximum autism steering it. The model is playing by the old rules. When the hedge funds say sell, you sell. But that's not what's been happening. In fact, if you click on the link above, you'll see the model predicted the last spike to a max of 250. And you know what that is? It's wrong. It went up to almost 500. The model thinks 130,000 is a fair price for paper hand. So it's actually what, like over 130,000. It quite literally hasn't factored in all you beautiful bulls, giving Wall Street a collective brain aneurysm. I'm sure at least some of you know the prisoner's dilemma, where you're expected to sell out your buddy because the numbers tell you to. And that's what the model is working on. It thinks you're going to sell out your buddy at 130,000, maybe up to 200,000. And if the carrot size of the bollocks on here has told me anything, I think we're going to see a big number since nobody's cashed out yet. And you know what? The efforts can pay it. 100,000 a share is 10% of the DTCC's assets. I didn't know that. Like, this is real. Like, what? Like, for real? They can pay that? Like, I didn't know they could pay that. So now that I know that, might as well hold it to 100,000, not including Citadel or anyone else who is holding this thermonuclear Tendi bomb. I'll try to find another source on the exact worth of them, but I've seen sources saying that they're insured for a lot more than 62 trillion. Whoa. This whole it's going to crash the economy crap is fear, uncertainty, and doubt designed to make you accept a little ball tickling instead of the deep throat you're about to get as you shove your adamantium stick down Wall Street's throat. By all means, accept 130K, any bit of a scrot fondle, but I'm aiming for every single one of the DTCCs, Citadels, whoever else's wives, as I ride my $500,000 tickets to Andromeda. Too long didn't read. Doesn't have emojis, that's why you didn't read it, but I'm typing on a computer, blah, blah, blah. Position 61 shares at $45. Yeah. Factoring 690K into my exit strategy. Oh, also not financial advice. I could be wrong. Machine learning isn't an exact science and people can always mess it up. I hold no responsibility if it gets to 99,000 and crashes, but at that point, I'll go long on rope. I don't know what rope is. I guess it's a stock. I should look that up. Let me look it up just to make sure he's not talking about literal rope that he's going to hang himself with because I really know what he's talking about. Rope, ROPE. Nope, there is no rope stock, so he's talking about actual rope. Oh man, edit one. I was a mong and mixed up a skewed normal distribution with a shifted normal distribution. That's what I get for trying to type this up in 30 minutes before market open. There is a 2.5% area above 130K for the previous model, not 5%. Still digging for the DTCC net worth / insurance numbers. If anyone's got a reliable source, send it my way. I'm drawing out blanks as I have no clue what I'm searching for. And that's the end of the post. Oh man, this is wild. I thought 10,000 was unreasonable. TLDR, don't F around and bust your load because we saw a bit of GameStop's boobies. Can I say that? Boobies? Blue-footed booby. It's a bird. Look it up. Oh man, I don't know, man. This is getting a little too wild for my liking. I mean, let us see 1,000 first, man, and then we'll talk about 10,000. And let us see 10,000 first before we talk about 100,000. Because, like say we just watch it. Oh, 100,000. Do you know how many people are going to sell? There's going to be a lot of people selling, whether we like it or not. But we have to stay strong and not, join the rest of the paper hands, I guess, and wait to 10,000. Because if you see it at 1,000 and keeps going up, then it's true. But if it just stops there and it drops and doesn't ever go back up, but I mean that's not how it works, right? Man, we gotta be patient. Okay, here's the last post by Bruce. It says, quote from Uncle Bruce: "When I was in the market, if the attack that happened yesterday had occurred, okay, the one that happened yesterday, that was where it went down from almost 200 all the way to I think under 100. If the attack that happened yesterday had occurred, the SEC would step in, cancel all trades in the last 30 minutes, and then investigate. All you hear from them now is crickets." Amen to that, brother. Honestly, how weak are the SEC? These, I'm not going to call them that because that's a compliment, but these people don't realize how stupid this is. I also think the whole regulation is such a joke. The way stocks like GME can be screwed with by hedgies. These stupid pumpkins don't realize that it sends a clear message to the real hardcore high IQ players in China, Russia, and the uh, North Koreans. Might as well put a sign outside Wall Street that says, "Hey, you guys, come screw around and manipulate the U.S. stock markets. We don't care." Yeah, I didn't even think of that. Yeah, he's got a point that the U.S. won't regulate it themselves. So might as well mess around with it. The current war between West and East isn't fought with guns. It's all cyber, it's information. And these idiots don't even know how to fortify their own house from within. So when the enemy powers get in on this, you done goofed. So FUSEC. That's a good that's actually a really good point. Okay, so I'm going to uh, look at the comments and nothing right now. So in that case, I will just wrap up with what I did this morning when I woke up. Besides, look at the GameStop numbers. GameStop, GameStop. I keep saying GameStop. Might as well call GameStop from now on. GameStop. I looked at my plan for the 2021 stock market crash coming up. Whether it happens this year or next year, is going to happen very soon. It could happen this month or next month. But if it doesn't happen in the month of February or March, so those are 2 months that are unpredictable, then it won't be uh, between now or between March all the way to August, September. August, September is when I'm calling it. And if it doesn't happen then, it's going to be next year at the same approximate times. So this is my new plan. Whatever I said in the last video, it still applies. We should still set aside 50% of our assets in cash. So take your 50% of cash out of the stock market, prepare for a crash, and then once it happens, you start spending your money. Uh, Once you see the crash starting to happen, or not starting, once it reaches different levels. So I've now changed my strategy. Before I said at 25% you watch and 30% down you buy. I've changed that now. I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm just going to watch. I'm waiting for 50% because historically, this is why. Historically, let's look at the past recessions, the past stock market crashes. You have the 2008 recession where the market collapsed to a tune of 54%, minus 54% for the Dow Jones, for the stock market, American ones. So that's a number, 54. We can work with that. Next, before that was the dot com bubble burst in the year 2000, 2003, thereabouts. The market crashed to a tune of 78%. 78%, I repeat. Again, way above 50% or below it, depending on how you look at it. And the last one we're going to look at, the crash of the mother of all crashes, the 1929 stock market crash, the crash, 89.2% loss. 89, almost 90%. So what does that mean? That means don't buy at 25%. Don't buy at 30%. Don't buy at 40. Just watch. Just sit back and watch. You're just going to marvel at what you're going to see. Because as the Buffett indicator is pointing out, this could be the biggest crash since 1929. It could very well be. So what I'm going to do personally, again, not financial advice. I'm not a financial expert. I'm not a financial advisor. Just a dude, just a nape who wears a Cuphead shirt that you bought from GameStop with pretty good instinct. So this is how it's going to go, for me at least. So I'm going to watch. Once we see the Dow Jones, the NASDAQ, all of those hit 50%, I said my alert. I said my alert. So I'm going to get the notification on my phone saying the Dow Jones dropped. And let's just take a look. Let's take a good look at it on my phone right now. The Dow Jones Industrial Index, I believe it's called, the DJI, right at the top of my list here. I have my alert set up to give me a ding, a notification there. Dow Jones Industrial Average from its peak of, I think it was 35,000 points at the all time best. Once that hits 17,500, so 17,500 points, then I'll wake up and I'll go, hey, there's a crash going on. I love the smell of a crash in the morning. This way we don't become victims to it. And I personally don't think GameStop and AMC will be affected. I think they're kind of hedged. Ironically, they're hedged by the hedge funds because of all their dirty tactics that's actually protecting these stocks. That's the irony of it all. Uh, so let's look at DJI, Apex Investors portfolio. Here it is. So again, they were as high as 30, 32,000 in 52 weeks. Okay, it says 32,000. So personally, I set up an alert for 16,000. 16,000 is my first alert. That's 50% drop for the Dow Jones Industrial Index. So 16,000 will be the first one. Uh, yeah, I did set up other alerts too. One at 30,000 because that's showing us, yeah, that dropped significantly. But then 25,000, 20,000. But things don't really get interesting until it hits 17,000 and then 16,000. That's the exact point where it is 50% drop. And then from there on, it will continue to drop another, looking like 70% of 32. What's that? 32 times 0.3. So it'll be around just under 10,000 points, the Dow Jones. That's a 70% drop. And then that could happen. So I'm going to wait and watch. I'm going to start buying at around 50% drop, just a little bit here and there, maybe 25% of my cash. And then when it goes down to 70, I'll spend another 25% of my cash, maybe all of it, because we don't know if it's really going to go to 80. That's a very, very dire scenario. So that, for the Dow Jones to go all the way down to 10,000, 70% drop that's biblical. Let's look at 32 times 0.2. So if it drops 80%, it'll be at 6,400 points. I don't know. Like it sounds crazy to me. But again, looking at the past, 54% drop with the 2008 recession. So that's in the cards. 50% is definitely in the cards. The dot-com bubble, 78% drop in the year 2000. And then the 1929 crash, almost 90%. So personally, I don't think I'm going to wait for 90%. That's a little too crazy. Not that it's not possible, but I really don't see that happening. It's just my hunch. I feel like the prime buying areas or times is when it drops between 60 to 80%. So personally, I don't think I'll start buying at 50. I'll just continue watching. So I'm going to just circle that here. 60 to 80, that's when I'm starting to buy. So I'm going to circle that. So at 60%, spend 25%. And then 70%, spend another 25% of my cash. And then 80% or 75 to 80, because we don't know if it's going to go down all the way to 80, but spend 50%. But the thing is, if you need to also set alerts for it to go in the other direction. So for example, if it does crash to 60% this year or next year, and then it starts to build up again, then it's ended. Within like months or a few months, it's not dropping anymore. That it hit the support, because even the Dow Jones Index, Industrial Average, and Nasdaq, they have support too. They're like stocks. So if you start to see them go up, like big bounce, not like a little boop and then go back down, like a big huge support, then you know that the crash is pretty much done, and it could last a few months, it could last a year or two. So that's my advice there in terms of that. Um, yeah, and Bruce, Uncle Bruce, shared that lovely portfolio of the four SPACs, the four S packs. So I bought those about well, I invested in those, and I'm holding on to those. See how they do in the next 3 to 4 months. And those are long term plays. I'm gonna stay with them at least 6 to 12 months, maybe even 2 years. And right now they're worth whatever they're worth now. I'm gonna take a look and just update it based on these time frames: 3 months, 4 months, 6 months, 12 months, and then 2 years, and see, hey, did it pay off? And if it did, hey, I'm gonna give them my support. I mean, already I'm giving him my support with my, subscribe to his channel. But I mean, in terms of like money, maybe I'll give him some of the money that he helped make me with his picks that I wouldn't even know of otherwise if he didn't mention them on his live stream. So that's my strategy for this pending looming stock market crash. And again, I'm not saying this to fear monger. It's not about fear mongering. It's about protecting people, the regular people, from becoming victims. Because let's face it, in the 2008 recession, millions of people were victims of that recession. They didn't come out better. The only people that did are, well, most of the people that came out better were the institutions, the millionaires, the billionaires. They only became richer overall because the market recovered. So if you're stuck in it, if you're stuck in the looming crash, the best thing to do is just not to sell. You just leave it there. If you can afford to do that, just leave the money there and just wait it out, and then it'll come back roaring again. That's the way the stock market behaves. But essentially, everything you put in there will be frozen, except maybe if it's GameStop or EMC. So that's how I see it playing out. Uh, Again, please like and subscribe to this channel, Apex Investor. Thank you very much for your time. So I'm just going to repeat it one more time that my strategy for this looming crash coming very soon, whether it's in the spring or in the fall. It's going to be either one, but it's probably I'm leaning more towards the fall again. August, September is probably when it's going to happen, and if not, then the next year, same time, spring or fall, and around the time of the Leviticus 23 feast days that are mentioned in the Bible. That's when they usually will occur. And again, I'm just gonna watch the crash. Just gonna get my popcorn out, 50%. Okay, let's get those sunshades on. All right, I see the crash. This is the sun's the crash. I'm just like, all right, I'm not gonna look directly in it, but okay, yeah, I see what's going on. I see what's going on. I'm just gonna play it cool, stay calm, stay collected. I saved up my money, 50% or 75%, whatever amount that I've prepared for this in advance, and I'm ready to trade once it hits 60%. And boom, it does. We see the Dow Jones dropping to 13,000. When it drops to 12,800, around 13,000, I'm going to put in 25% of the cash that I saved up into stocks like Amazon, stocks like Google, stocks like Walmart, McDonald's, Bank of America, JP Morgan, all the stocks that you just can't stop, that they'll be here for like centuries, right? And then the next window of opportunity is when it drops down to 10,000 points, the Dow Jones. So around 9,600 points, or just under 10,000. Once it hits 10,000, that's when you can put in more money, or at least for me, that's what I'm going to do. That's 70%. But again, if you start to see it recover, then you know that the opportunity is starting to go away and it's time to invest more. Just go all out. But again, it'll take time. It'll take weeks, months to really see if the crash will complete, or like hit rock bottom, and then will it bounce back. And you're going to see that on the Dow Jones, chart. And the final step would be for it to hit 6,000, so under 7,000 points. And just to show you uh, the chart, I don't know if I can show it using my phone here, but it's a little hard to see. Okay. Yeah, it's a little hard to see, but anyway, you can see where we are, 32,000 right there on the other on your left, I guess. And all the way in the bottom, around 95, it was at 3,000. So this isn't out of the cards. This is very much a scenario that will most likely play out. Just look at March, we hit 16,000. So that was almost 50%. One could say that that was a mini crash of sorts. And just before the previous administration had started, they were at 50%. They were at 16,000. So you can't tell me it's not going to happen because all the indicators are saying so, especially the Buffett index and other indicators. And many, many experts have been warning of this. This is going to happen. Just like a stock like Tesla does not just go to $1,000 and then split and then go to $1,000 without resistance. That's not the way economics works. That's not how the stock market works. That's not how stocks behave. And that's not what's going to happen in the next year or two. It's going to crash. It has to. That's just part of life. It's cyclical. Stocks go up, they go down. But given what I just said, not only will the stock market crash, it's going to roar back to greater heights. So we're going to see a stock market boom following the crash. That's the good news. But we need to prepare in advance and make sure that we're going to be much richer as a result of the crash and the boom. So don't think of it as a crash. Think of it as a opportunity, a great buying opportunity to invest, long-term investing. It isn't a crash unless you ignore the signs and you don't prepare for it. It can actually be a boom. It can be a blessing to you, and you could be possibly become a millionaire just from one crash or maybe two crashes. It might take two crashes because, for example, say you have $10,000. So we're not big players. You have $10,000. You ended up investing that 10,000 in Amazon as a result of the crash, and as the crash subsides and the market booms again, your stock in Amazon or whatever company, Google, etc., goes up double. That's 20,000. But that's the worst case scenario. Since you're buying uh, at a very low price and the market again booms, if you hold on to that for a good 5 years, maybe even 10 years, it won't just double. It's gonna multiply tenfold. So whatever you put in, 10,000 say, that'll go to 100,000, and you're ready for the next crash. I mean, you're going to see the signs again based on the Buffett indicator, based on just assessing the Dow Jones index, and you look at the graph, see if we're just super bullish, and usually it's 7 years. Sometimes it's every 7, 8 years, depends. It's not like clockwork, but it's almost like that. So if you come out of this 100,000 richer for the next crash, imagine what that would do. You're going to prepare the same way and invest your 100,000, and if that goes tenfold as well, and that takes like 10 years every time, I suppose. So 10 years to build up to 100,000, another 10 years to build to a million or more, and then you become a big player in the markets. You become something of a whale, you could say, maybe a little beluga whale. I don't know. And then if you could multiply that million into 10 million and so on to 100 million and then a billion, I don't know. I mean, it's possible. It's not out of the realm of possibility. Anything's possible. I mean, DFV could become a billionaire. He could. It's not impossible. I'm sure he has the smarts to do so. It's just about timing. It's about identifying the right opportunities. And who knows? I mean, if you're a smart businessman, like a lot of the YouTubers are, a lot of people in social media are, and you know what you're doing, you can really make a lot of money, and you'll be secure for retirement and everything. So, anyway, that's all I have for the video. Thank you very much. Have a good weekend. Have a blessed weekend, and we'll see you all on Monday. Thanks. This is Apex Investor signing out.